Hi there, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to take you through the construction process as well as tell you exactly how much it cost us to take this project from the DPC level to the decking, from the decking to the parapet, then the parapet, then the roof. So we're going to tell you the total cost of both the material and labor to take this project from the DPC till after the roofing. Stay tuned as we take you through the process. So, in our previous video, we outlined the activities as well as the quantity of material and its cost and that of labor that took this project from the decking level to the roofing level. And now, soon after the block leveling was completed, the next work as the next milestone in the construction of this duplex was the parapet. And here is forming of the formwork for the parapet. Of course, the parapet is a curved one, so we had to first of all get the base out and then form the curve. You will see it as we progress how the formwork was done. After the beams running round, then the formwork was done to carry the entire curve of the formwork. And of course, both the carpenter and the iron bender took time and painstakingly brought us all the curved as is on the drawing. So this is the work that is going on here, forming of the parapet. And of course, you can see the first thing we did was to get the base round the building to ensure that everything is at the same level. And once that was established, the next thing here is to put in the curves. You can see the curve, how it started. We have the first step, the second step, and then the curve. Then two more steps before we go to the top of the parapet. And of course, how this thing is done is that the first thing that runs on the bottom of that board is a beam that goes round. You'll see it once the iron work starts. The beam goes round, connecting all the columns in the building. And of course, this is what helps it to hold the parapet together with the concrete. And then the 12 rods run following the curve as well as all the steps of the parapet, to ensure that enough reinforcement is within the parapet. You can see the ironwork that is being done here, and it is done like this throughout the parapet. After running the vertical ones, then the horizontal ones will also go. It's more like we are doing a decking, so ensure that there is vertical and horizontal runners following the steps and all the curvatures of the parapet. So one of the important things is to ensure that particularly all the exterior columns kind of go above the parapet, so that by the time the iron work of the parapet is done, then the reinforcement rolls are bent into it, and everything about reinforcement ends there, because that's more or less the last part of the building process. That's the carcass. Now, another thing that happens is also to make it stick up a little bit, or use some 8mm rods to bring up such that the wall plate hooks into it during the roofing stage. So when that is done, you can be rest assured that there will be nothing like that your roof was blown off by wind or something, because at this point the whole thing from the foundation to the roof are connected, hooked to iron rods, right from the columns, the SATA bars, then to the DPC extension columns, and all the way to the roof. And when it gets to the beams, then the beams are chained together, connecting all the columns. And when this happens, you'll be sure that, once the reinforcements are well done, then there will be no form of, you will not be scared of any form of wind or whatever affecting the roof. And at this point in the construction process, the ironwork had been completed and the casting of the beams started. Now, this is how we do it. We started casting the beams first, so that by the time we are casting the other arm of the parapet, the beam is already strong enough to carry the weight of the other things. Because this is a curve, so there is no way you can support it very well with bamboo, excepting somehow making the beam to carry the weight of the parapet. And that is what we did here, casting the beams round, and after which we now started casting the parapet. So, when the casting of the parapets had been completed, it was observed that the following material had been used: 24 lengths of 12mm rods, 40 lengths of 10mm rods, 1 roll of binding wire, 50 bags of cement. The board that was used was that's 1 by 12 by 12 was 75. Then 2 by 2 by 12 was 40. Then of course 1 trip of the 15 tons granite. Then the 2 and 3 inches nails was 1 bag. Then 1 trip of sharp sand. As soon as the parapet was completed, the next activity in queue is the roofing woodwork, and this actually started almost immediately we completed the parapet formwork, because of course at this point we are only going to allow the formwork to remain there for 21 days, but that will not stop work entirely from starting. So we had to buy the wood, treat the wood, give the parapet some days to set. Then the roofing woodwork started immediately. Now this is when we came back from the market after we've bought our wood, and the carpenters are bringing it down, and after which it will be treated with the anti-termite, and of course after that then the woodwork starts in earnest. Now, as soon as the treatment of the wood was completed, the next day started the forming of the roof. Now, this is a process, of course, where we follow the architectural drawing to form the wood, taking the height as is on drawing, and of course, taking it one point after another to ensure that all the gutters, all the hips, all the ridges align as they are in drawing. So this is what we were able to achieve here. And after this was the first day of work, and we had established the king post, which is the highest point in the roof. And the second day of work, of course, started with throwing down the rafters and establishing all the gutters, and then started with the pole lines. So by the time the woodwork was completed, it was observed that the following were used: 350 lengths of 2x4x18, 200 lengths of 2x4x12, 600 2x3x12, then 3 inches nails were 3 bags, the 4 inches nails 2 bags. Then of course the kerosene and the anti-termite, which was used for treating the wood. Then of course there were other logistics and transportation costs that was recorded. For the roofing sheets, we used roughly 550 square meters of the roofing sheet, and of course other associated and ancillary expenditure associated with the roof. And here the carpenter is applying more of the anti-termite treatment on places they felt didn't have enough of that, because after the first day of treatment it rained, so they had to apply more after putting the wood up there. In all, we had established in our previous videos that this duplex took us from the DPC to the decking level. Cost this project, both for material and labor, 8,260,000 naira. The decking, both the material and all the ancillary labors, including the engineer's fees, was 13,216,000 naira. Then the work from the decking to the roof, which includes both all the material, the labor, as well as the engineer fees here, was 8,460,000 naira. For the parapets, we have established that the work done here, all the materials we mentioned, as well as the labor and the supervisory fee of the engineer here, cost this project 2,913,000 naira. Now, the ultimate one, which is the roofing, both the woodwork and the roofing sheet itself. We have also outlined all the materials that were used to bring this roof to a finish, and it is established that by the end of the day, the roof alone cost this project, that's both the woodwork and the roofing sheet, 9,807,000 naira. So this particular project, from the DPC to the roofing level, the roof inclusive, cost this project 42,656,000 naira. And of course, that's also dependent on the size of the building, as well as how many rooms involved, and many other things. Now, it goes without saying that the average duplex, to build an average duplex in Nigeria today, from foundation until you complete the roofing the roof itself, will cost between 40 to 50 million naira. Thank you for being with us this far, and see you in our next one.